Compared with the same time, 2018, our revenue increased the 15%. Net cash flow from operating activities increased to the US 16 million, almost 130%.
The numbers are great for Q1. The revenue, the earnings, production is up, so it's all great news. Your share price, not so good. You're down from 400 to 200 million bucks Canadian. What are you gonna do? Hello and welcome to Crux Investor. First of all, thanks so much for watching this video. If you like it, give us a thumbs up and do leave your comments below. It just helps us understand the sorts of questions you want us to ask these companies, how you think we're doing generally, and of course, what you think of the company. And if you haven't already done so, please click the button in the corner of the screen to subscribe to our YouTube channel. And of course, for more videos like this, click the notification bell. We spoke earlier today to Jerry Shi, who is the Executive Vice President of China Gold. Now, when we spoke to them back in February, mid-February, they were about a 400 million market cap. Today, they're at 200 million. We wondered why, because if you look at their 2019 productivity, very good. Q1 numbers were spectacular, I thought. So we tried to get to the bottom of what we think the problem is, which is possibly around this $500 million bond, which needs to be renewed in July this year. So we do talk to Jerry about that and what he hopes to be able to do there. They are talking to the market, apparently getting a good reception, but don't we always until the point we don't. But they do have a backup plan, and I think you can all guess where that money might be coming from. We also look at the market conditions for gold, Chinese discounts that seem to be applied to Chinese companies, and a bunch of other topics. Do take a look in the description below at some of the discussions we had. Anything interesting in particular, click on the relevant timestamp and you can leap to that part of the video. But enjoy what Jerry had to say. Hello, Jerry. How are you, sir?
Hello. Hi, Matthew. Good to see you. I'm very good. Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, good to see you. So we spoke back in February, got a rundown of your company, this first introduction. So people can go and look at that for a bit of background. But we wanted to talk to you about how things are going. Your Q1 results are out. But I want to start, first of all, with a summary of 2019. How do you think you guys did?
Yeah, first of all, just to refresh our who we are.
Yeah.
For the some new listeners.
Yeah.
And we're China Gold International. We listed in the TSX and the dual listing in Hong Kong. And there are two producing assets in this company. One is purely gold, and it's open pit heap leaching, very conventional, the gold mine. And another one is polymetallic, mainly copper, but some byproduct of gold. And there's two producing assets. Both of the assets are located in China. One is Inner Mongolia, another one in the Tibet region. So that's the who we are. And last year, we just wrap up, just a very simple word to give a description of the last year. And we reached our the production guidance in the beginning of the 2019. Compared with the same time, 2018, our revenue increased the 15% to the 658 million US dollar. So the operating cash flow increased 2.2% to the number of the 158 million US dollar. EBITDA is quite strong. It's 171 million US dollar. So that's the major number. You can see that give you the one word, the summary of the 2019 is we are very strong the cash position and EBITDA. So that's the 2019.
So I mean, basically, so you're slightly ahead on some of the numbers that you were aiming for. Was it a particularly tough year for you guys? I mean, what were the struggles that you were trying to overcome?
The thing is we struggling is the net profit. Okay, so production wise, we just keep increasing, keep ramping up. We just keep the record. You can see that historical record year by year. We just keep increasing in terms of the production. So now the challenge is from a JAMA, the polymetallic the mines, we are going to increase more like a high grade, the copper ore from the underground to replace the ores from the surface, from the open pit. So the JAMA design capacity, the processing, the ore capacity was 50,000 tons per day. 50,000 among that number, there's 17,000 tons per day from underground, which is higher grade ore. The rest of the 33,000 tons is coming from the surface. Right now, we're going to make those two numbers reversed. So we'll try to increase the more higher grade zone from underground. We want to increase the 17 to 20, and since the second half of this year to the first half of the next year, we just increased that to 25 to the 30,000. Meanwhile, to increase the ore from the surface. That one can increase our capability of the net profit, because that one is going to increase significantly operating cost. So that's the main challenge, that's our main task to do in this year.
Okay, so that's your number one goal. That's the thing that you're looking at.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. From operating wise, we talk about the financial later. So they also give you the update. So since last the interview you and May, was the February. I believe we just missed one step, is the wrap up of the year end of 2019. I just done that, so the cleanup is there. So right now to give the update for the Q1, it's quite strong number there. So I will give you a few numbers. Revenue increased 2.1% to the 148 million US dollar to the same period of the Q1 in 2019. Net cash flow from operating activities increased to the US 16 million, so which increased almost 130% compared to the same period in 2019. So the mine operating earnings increased by 19% to the US dollar 18.2 million to the same period in the 2019. Quite strong. The EBITDA from the Q1 of the almost 50 million US dollar. Quite strong. It's only Q1, and we got the better and the better in the rest of the 3 quarters. So this year, our guidance for the gold, put everything together, the gold from gold mine and from polymetallic mine to put together is 212,000 ounces. It's almost the same level to the last year. Last year was the 215, the 212 is almost the same thing. But for the copper the production is going to be increased from 138 million pounds to the 145 million pounds. But we are very sure the final number going to be beyond of this. So this is only our bottom line. We're pretty sure, because this year we increase the capacity of the ore processing, and also the grade is higher, because more and more the higher grade ore come from the underground. So that's the wrap up of the 2019 year end performance and the Q1 performance.
Great. Okay. So thanks. Nice summary, nice numbers. We'll put links to the articles below in the description. But so the numbers are great for Q1. I mean, they're really good. The revenue, the earnings, production is up. So it's all great news. Your share price, not so good. Since we last spoke, it's halved in value. To be fair, we've gone through COVID-19, the dip in the market because the market reset, and also COVID. But what's your thought on that? I mean, you're down from 400 to 200 million bucks Canadian. What are you going to do?
That's when they say since last time our market cap was about 400. Right now it's only half. It's 200 something. Yeah, that's another challenge from the capital market side. So we just the analysis is what happened behind of this. So we can talk about this the two sides. We are very confident, okay, to our operations and our financial positions, because we can control ourselves. But what we cannot control is the market and the global, the market situation. You can given that very complicated, especially the past 2 to 3 months since we talked last time. There's too much, so many happening. So what I can say, few major things. The first of all, our production is really good. You can see that. You can read that from our Q1, the numbers. That's already shown that. It's already proved that. And the trend, we can keep that to the rest of the 3 quarters. This with no problem. We're very confident. Financially, and this year is the 3-year term of our bond. It's a mature year. We're going to renew this bond in July. So that one is in addition to our operation, is our first priority for our company. We have do some a testing, okay, through our underwriters. The feedback is really positive. And right now we are sitting on the unsecured bond of the 500 million. The renewed total number is the maximum is the 500 million for sure, but it's not, the final decision is not made yet, how much the final, but not beyond of this number, maximum 500.
Okay, well. I suspect this is what the market is nervous about. It's 500 million bucks, which is a lot of money. It's a lot of money, and it's well and good underwriters being confident or positive. They're positive until they're not. Okay, in this business, no one wants to get that call the day the book's meant to close, and they go, we haven't been able to do it. So, have you got a backup plan?
To answer your question directly, okay, yes, we do.
Okay,
we do. Even though there's the very less possibility, we still business, right? All the business, you have to have the plan B, right? But up to now, we're very confident plan A is with no problem for that, the bond issuing, to renew that bond issuing.
And I can hazard a guess as to where that backup plan is located. But would that be done on the same terms as the current bond, or would you be expect to be paying a higher premium?
The final number is not yet, right? We don't know the final number, but we just threw our underwriters.
But what do you want? What's the number you're aiming for? What's the number you're telling people today on the street?
Yeah, we just want to. So right now, the current the term is the 3.25%.
Okay.
So what we can see, given that the market right now, the bond market is quite good right now, right?
Right.
So we can see that this will be around this level. This is our estimation.
Okay.
We don't know exactly number. Yeah.
Okay, so your positive cash flow, your free cash flow is good. There's no issues paying the 3.25 coupon on this.
No.
I'm just trying to summarize. The 500 million is not an absolute number. You will decide what you go for in some. When is it? July? Did you say July?
July.
Okay,
yes.
so you've got some time. Is that being hampered at all by the ability to do this? Is this hampered at all by the COVID-19 situation? I mean, are you traveling? Are you able to sit down with people and have these conversations?
No, this time is the road show is not like in person.
Right.
So all the road shows and the meetings gonna be online, or the internet. That is already set, because nobody is willing to, especially for now, right?
Mm.
China is much better, I know it, but internationally, some countries is still suffering from that, the coronavirus. So nobody willing to travel. So
right.
we will do the roadshow online.
Okay, so you'll know more soon, and you'll tell us when you know. So the book is going to close beginning of July or at some point in July.
It's not beginning. I think it's around the middle of July.
Okay, fantastic. Okay, well,
I cannot remember the exact date, but it is around the middle of July.
okay, let us know, because again, I'm just intrigued by how these deals get closed in, when people are working from home. Is it holding things up? Do you get an extension? These sorts of things. But let us know when you know.
I will.
One thing that has happened since we last talked is you've got a new chairman. Why? What happened?
No, it's actually, remember I talked about background of China Gold in our first interview. So every time when people from market talk about the China Gold Group and China Gold International is better take us as a one, right? Because we share the same strategy, we're under the same umbrella. So you're talking about the chairman change, actually both changed. The new boss, we call the new boss internally, the group chairman is changed because chairman in China is big boss, right? It's not CEO. He is the driver, right? So the group, the chairman is changed last November. He still, we're waiting for his new, there's a strategy for the whole group. And the China Gold International, the chairman has changed the Q1.
Okay.
As well.
It was all part of a planned change. Okay, fine.
Yeah, but it's but it's the positive direction. The people just want to grow this, the China Gold, right? So that's the positive thing.
Okay. Yeah. Obviously, again, we touched on it slightly there with regards to the market reset, and then COVID-19 has been affecting supply chains around the world. And can you give us any insight as to what's happening in China? Because again, we've had conversations this week about there's a kind of renewal of activity in China. There's a new infrastructure plan, and factories and cities and towns and people are getting back into the swing of things the way it was before COVID-19. How active is it? Are they up to 100% of where things were? I mean, how is China doing?
That's really a really good question. Also the big question as well. This one part of this kind of the answer is come from what we cannot control, which is from market, because right now it's no country can get rid of this whole this market, right? So it's really competitive right now, especially in the past 2 to 3 months. What I can talk about is let's talk about this in this way. First, gold. What we can see that the people starting the printing money. But our vision is, one country starting printing the money and the other country gonna follow up, right? Just about the timing, who doing the first and who would match that. So printing money, the consequence gonna be there, right? But for us, as the gold producer, which was part of the good thing to us, is that you can see that gold price right now is over 1,700, beyond that. So which can give us very directly positive the influence. Our revenue, if the sitting on the last years, the gold price was 30 gold, 30% come from gold, 70% come from the copper. But with the higher the gold price, those ratio gonna be changed, maybe like a 60-40, something like that. That's gold. That's really good. And also the set talk for us is, remember the first day interview in the February, I mentioned we are looking at the deeper, in depth, the resources we're gonna utilize really depends on what the gold price is. Right now, the gold price is 17. Some gold box say it's looking at 2,000, even above like 2,200. If it really goes that way, so there's a higher and higher possibility for us to utilize that deeper the resources in our pure gold mine, CSH gold mine, which gonna be increase or extend our mine life and also increase our capability to make money, right? Profit level. So for the base metal side, for the copper side, you mentioned that the new infrastructure policy in China, you're absolutely right. So this idea they mentioned at the beginning of this year, so many sayings and so many different definitions for what this new infrastructure means. All the way until last month, April, the Chinese central government gave it very clear the definition for now, what mean exactly in that plan, new infrastructure. That actually consists of the three major parts. The first one is the so-called information infrastructure, including like a 5G, including the Internet of Things, industrial network, and communication network, something like that, related to the cloud computing something. So say, for example, the 5G, the China has really taken the leading role with the 5G. So 5G needs lots of the base stations, right? So the Internet of Things is so many things related to the base metals. So that's the first one. The second one is so-called the intelligent transportation infrastructure, intelligent energy infrastructure, etc. So which are like including like a transformation, the upgrade from a traditional infrastructure. Say, traditional infrastructure means like a high speed, like a railway. So maybe add some factors to the intelligence energy or the higher speed something. That's upgrade and transformation. That's the second part of this. The third part is some like innovations or new tech R&Ds. That one is has nothing to do. It's really less link to mining industry. But the first two, they really give us really the good chance to grow the company. So that is for the copper.
Okay.
For the vacancy.
Yeah, I mean it's interesting. I know Giama is the big prize here, the big project here. The potential is huge. You're going to have to spend some money to unlock that potential, but it is a vast project. Look, Jerry, I mean, look, thanks for the catch up. I just wanted to talk about the Q1 numbers because they're really good. You guys have over delivered on the operations side of things, and I did want to talk to you about the market because the share price is half. I find it hard to believe that it hasn't recovered, but like you say, you've got to focus on what you know. I suspect what you've just told me about the bond renewal happening will be a major point, alleviation of concern in the marketplace when you get that done. So I'm glad that you're confident, but we've got to see it happen.
I would repeat or emphasize that. So back to your question regarding the stock price, I would believe that's really temporary situation there because the fundamental is there, right? You see the trend, you can see the size of the our resource base and the operation base is there, right? Fundamental is pretty strong. You can look at the EBITDA and the cash and the position. We're very confident, right? So they interfere, I think, is temporary factors to affect our stock price. And also we just pay more attention to North American, the shareholder, the base.
Good.
I would double confirm that because people here understand better.
Okay, well,
stable.
Good luck with that. We'll speak to you soon. Appreciate your time, Jerry.
Thank you very much. Thank you.